Morning, everyone. It's Jan, Not a Real Farm. It's 5:30 in the morning. Listen to the frogs. Isn't that amazing? Thought I'd let you listen to some of the wildlife before we head on into the greenhouse. Back on a Saturday morning. Everything is gorgeous in here. And guess what? The weather has cooled off so much, I'm actually wearing a sweater this morning. I love it when it cools off. It is the best time to, guess what? Weed. Guys, I've been busy this week, and I've been really trying to stay on top of the weeds by going through the beds. You can see here now my lettuce is now turning to seed. We got to pull this out. But the weeds I've cleared out in here. I've got to go through the corn and take some of the weeds out here. But it's unbelievable. We went from heat all week long with amazing thunderstorms to now it's so chilly I have to wear a sweater. It's unbelievable. So you can see here the beans have now started to take off. I've got to rehook the runner beans back up around the trellis. Check out the horseradish patch. Guys, if you remember my videos last year, I'm thinking this horseradish patch is way bigger than the one I had last year. Do you guys remember my video last year when I pulled out the horseradish? So we're going to probably have double, maybe even triple the horseradish that we had last year. There's my fig tree. The fig tree's doing amazing. Growing, and growing. It's actually happy. I don't even have it in a very deep planter, but it's doing amazing. And here, what I've done is I've let the cantaloupe, it's going to trail out onto the floor. I'm just going to leave the cantaloupe sort of along the bed here and let it mature just like I did last year. We've got the room for it. And check this out. Let's swing around to the tomatoes here. Okay, so we've got volunteer plants, and then we've got plants that I've planted. I don't have the heart to pull out the volunteer plants, so what I've done is I've allowed some of the volunteer plants to stay, so these are going to be cherry tomatoes. And then next to it, we've got the full-blown beefsteak tomatoes. So, if we take a look here, we've also got cucumbers and weeds. So let's get rid of these weeds. If anybody tells you to grow lamb's quarters in your garden, don't listen, because I'm telling you right now, great green to eat. Yes, it's very tasty. It's awesome. But once you let one piece of lamb quarters into your garden, it takes over. You will never get rid of it. It's very invasive. Check out the cucumbers. This is an Ishtar, Ishtar cucumber, so it's a hybrid. So essentially what's going to happen is this is all going to be female flowers, every single one of them, and they will not require pollination from any insect. My goal this year was to plant plants in here that do not require pollination so that I can keep the screen door shut on this greenhouse so that we can keep out some of the bad bugs. And as you can hear in the background, I'm fighting still with the crickets. Do you hear that guy? So we're going to have lots and lots of cucumbers. The other goal of this over here there's 4 other cucumber plants here, and the goal was to basically grow regular cucumbers and pickling cucumbers and have a guaranteed crop so that we could freeze dry it, dehydrate it for snacks, and do some pickling in the fall. Because you know, guys, if you've been watching my videos over the last couple of years, you know that's my favorite, pickling and making jam. So you can see just how big these tomatoes are getting. Got all the multiple blossoms that have come out on these tomatoes. Check this out. So when you see this here, I just wanted to show you this. One of my tomatoes, I think it was this one. You kind of see here how it almost looks like a double stem. This happened to me because I didn't get in here in time enough to choose what I like to call the lead stem. So essentially what happens is you'll either see that it fuses together, makes one great big stem, which I'm kind of lucky in this case, Or what you'll see is you'll see one stem go this way and one stem go that way, almost like a double header, because you're not choosing which one that you want as the lead vine. You can see here, what I didn't do was take off the suckers. So I've got multiple branches. Will it result in smaller tomatoes? It could, but for those of you who are looking for a cheap way to grow tomatoes, if you take off your suckers, just like I did here, and you take these and you stick them into the dirt, they will reroot themselves, and that will start a brand new tomato plant. Here we go. Here's the lychees. So you guys can see the lychee tomatoes. If I go really close, you can see all the thorns on the lychees, right? So lychees are very, very tasty, lychee tomatoes, but you have to be careful with these because, as you can see, you can really hurt yourself. You want to wear gloves when you're harvesting these. Not always a favorite with gardeners because you do have to wear the gloves with them, but absolutely tasty. These are my celebrities. They never let me down. So the celebrities have now started to put on some blossoms. You can see in here. And on this plant as well. Check it out. So the tomatoes, as you can see, are doing absolutely fabulous. I have no complaints this year. If you look all the way down, you can see just how much plants are actually planted just on this side alone. And of course, having the cattle panel in the back, now you can take your tomatoes and you can attach the branching all the way up, as opposed to, you guys remember, over my last couple of years, I was using strings. And what I was finding is that it was injuring the vine. So decided to put cattle panel up all the way around. So now all I have to do is take the tomato clips and we're going to clip it right to the cattle panel. And then that way we don't injure our tomatoes. So we've got tomatoes, tomatoes, tomatoes all the way through. And then we've got the odd cucumber plant. I love cucumbers. More. Guys, I went crazy. This is a tomatillo plant. So you remember how small this tomatillo plant was. So now we're going to have purple tomatillos. So now we're going to be able to make purple salsa, which is absolutely not only gorgeous, but healthy for you. And here's some of our grapevines. So they've started to crawl. We're starting to see now that they're sending out their tendrils. They're going to hook right onto that cattle panel. Check this one out. It's already done it. So this one's basically grown all the way up and it's hooked right onto here. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a tomato clip and I'm going to push it a little bit further against the cattle panel because I want it to sort of branch up over here. I'm going to be doing the training of this one because I want to control it a little bit, but it's doing amazing. So I'm going to keep the video a little bit short today, guys, because like I said, if I show you everything in here, we're going to be in here for an hour. And I know everybody's got stuff to do on Saturday. Like me, I get to weed. So I'm going to take you outside and I'm going to show you basically what's going on outside. And then we're going to pop to the rhubarb patch. All right, let's open it up and get in here. Check it out. Now I have to get in here and weed whack, but that's okay. Ooh, look at the strawberry patch. Amazing. Look at this, guys. Woo! Check it out. That's right. I'm excited about strawberries. Check that out. I'm so happy. Oh my goodness. I wasn't expecting this. So we'll have strawberries probably, I'm going to say, in a week. Oh, check it out. Look at this. Look at all these strawberries. Let me tell you, homegrown strawberries beats commercial strawberries any day. Absolutely any day. And guys, remember, you're growing all this stuff. There's no chemicals. You know where it's come from. And there's also, let me move this leaf out of the way. There's also a sense of pride with growing your own food. No way. Hold on. Look at this. Let me just get around here. Check it out. My Haskaps gave me berries. Let me see if I can get down out of the sun here. So these are the Haskap plants. And remember I was saying they're very, very low profile, low maintenance. You don't need a whole bunch of fertilizer to look after them. As a matter of fact, I don't fertilize these at all. They do not get sprayed. They do not have a bunch of natural predators who want to eat any of this, including the deer. So I have a whole field. I think I have about 55 of these in a field in front of my house. And the goal here was to grow a low maintenance berry. So these, you can see here, need to be a little bit darker. You want to see it almost that if you were to touch the haskap, the berry is almost a little bit soft. So we're going to leave these on. The birds so far haven't clued in that there's berries at the bottom of here, so we're going to leave them. I'm going to let them get a little bit more ripe. Let's see. Yeah, so we're going to let them get a little bit more ripe, and then we're going to try them in a few days and see how we feel about them. But I'm really happy to see that they actually bloomed this year and gave us berries. So it took me about 2 years from the time that I planted them to now to get berries. So these will now bear forever. Awesome. These ones haven't started yet. At least I don't see any. And guys, they make an awesome hedge. You can see how big these get. They make an awesome hedge. This one is full of berries too. So we'll see how they do. But this one for sure, we'll test that in a couple of days and see what I think. And swinging around, we've got the lettuce and the peas. Let's see. Ooh, peas. Let's see. All right. Now, these might not necessarily be ready. I just want to say thank you to the subscriber who constantly sends me emails complimenting me on my nails. Girl, these nails are not manicured at all. These are my natural nails. I don't have time to get my nails manicured. I do have a lot of omega-3s. Maybe that helps. I don't know, but definitely no manicure here. So the peas aren't necessarily ready yet, but these peas are a super sweet pea, so you can actually take the shell and eat these. You don't have to shell the peas out. You can just eat it all in one pod. So I'm going to eat it while I'm walking us over to the next greenhouse. All right, let's get in here, take a look. Here's the walking onions. They are beginning to walk. So you can see what's happening now is it's creating another new onion from the top. And what will happen is eventually this top will get heavy enough that the whole plant will roll over and it will reseed itself. So planting onions like this means you are never, never, never going to be without onions, ever. But what I'd like to do is I'd like to actually take some of the seed and put it up on the store so everybody can grow some walking onions, because if you give yourself a patch of walking onions, you'll never need green onions again, and you will never have to buy from the store again. And that is the goal that we try to achieve as people who are trying to continuously improve on our growing and on our self-sufficiency, is to make sure that we also share in our successes and our failures so we all can learn and grow together. And maybe someday I'll have a weed-free patch of carrots. So you can see here, the carrots have come up great. The weed that I'm pulling out right now, I did a video on this, I think, maybe last year. So this is purslane. So purslane is a really great plant to eat. It's a succulent. You can see here, the leaves are kind of thick and fat. You can get a lot of omega-3s from purslane. So if you're sensitive maybe to taking supplements, or you're not really sure how to get another big dose of omega-3s, try purslane. It's a weed and it can become invasive, so you got to keep it in check. But you can take purslane and you can actually add it to your salad, and you will get your dose of omega-3s for the day. Good for your joints, good for your skin, good for your nails. Some people plant purslane. Purslane, for me, just grows like a weed. And next week there'll be more, even though I'm pulling this out. So look it up. If you don't actually have purslane, if it doesn't grow in your garden naturally, you can get seeds. But be careful, because it can become invasive and take over your garden. So You can see here that the carrots are starting to come up nicely. They just need a little bit of TLC with the weeds, but we'll have carrots for the fall. These beds are kind of cool because back in this greenhouse, it stays in the shade a lot. So I don't necessarily have to constantly water these particular bins. Get the weeds in here, oh my goodness. But, oh, check out the strawberries. Oh, holy, check it out. Look at that. Oh, this one's good to go. You guys know I'm going to take it, right? Check this out. Now, I'm not going to eat on camera. You guys know how much I don't want to snack on camera, but check it out. Awesome. Throw a little ice cream with that. You don't even need to, but we like to top ice cream with strawberries, and away we go. Hee hee, I'm so excited. This is my garlic patch. You can see here I've actually been in here weeding. This is going to be seed that I'm going to be saving and sharing on the store. So I want to try and keep this sort of weed free as much as I can, even though there's nothing really that can kill garlic. You guys, and there's only a limited amount in here that I grew. So we want to make sure that we keep that plant happy. Look at the rhubarb. So now that my strawberries are coming in and we've got rhubarb, guess what we're going to make? Look at the stalks on this rhubarb. So we're going to be cutting some of this rhubarb today, guys. If you leave it grow too long, it will become woody and then you can't do anything with it and it'll just go to seed. It's the perfect day to cut rhubarb. It's nice and chilly out. The bugs are low. There's actually no horseflies bothering me today either. Perfect. So we can leave this guy. This guy is growing a little bit slower than these ones. So we're going to take this plant and this plant and then we're going to let them grow back and we're going to collect the seed. Here's all the asparagus plants. You guys know this is going to be just an entire bed of asparagus. I think the other day I saw asparagus at $12.99 a pound. The answer is no. Refuse those prices and grow your own. And we're going to hit back at the other garlic patch back here. Oh my goodness, I got to get in here and weed whack. Okay, so this is my Great Northern garlic. I want to thank Yonder Hill Farms for providing me with this garlic originally to try and see if I could grow it. It is growing amazing. They're actually getting super tall, so I think what's going to happen probably within the next 2 weeks is you're going to now start seeing the garlic scape come out. I am going to leave the garlic scape on in some cases so we can save the garlic seed, and in some other cases we're going to save the bulbs. So it's going to be sort of a split patch on this one, but we're going to have lots and lots of garlic up in the store by the fall. It's awesome. Once again, another low maintenance plant. I didn't really have to do anything with them. They just kind of do their own thing. And as a matter of fact, speaking of scapes, here they come. Let me just move this out of the way. See, the scapes are starting to come up now. So we'll have flower stalks in the next week and a half or so. And the ones that come up first, we're going to leave and we're going to collect the seed. This is how you regenerate your garden enough where you never have to rely on a store again. You do it. You save the seed, you reap the benefits, and keep your money. I had a subscriber actually comment that I have a 1,300 square foot building with no ventilation. So I just wanted to show you that yes, we do have ventilation. We have 3 fans running. And then we also have an intake fan over here, which blows in some nice cool air from the outside. But what happens, guys, is when we are in heat waves, the greenhouse will get up to at least 90 degrees. That's the way that it is, even with the door open in the heat waves that we've been having. So we do our best to keep the fans running and keep the plants as cool as possible. And to help with, obviously, the sun, we've got our shade cloths that do actually keep it cooler in here when the temperatures hit up into the 90s. So just wanted to show you guys that once again. Thanks so much for joining me. Thank you for all the new subscribers. Wow, I got to give you guys a thumbs up because I am so shocked at everybody that's jumped on the channel. Thank you so much. And if you have any questions, you can reach me at notarealfarm.etsy.com if you'd like to view the store, or notarealfarm@yahoo.com if you want to send me a private email. Guys, I've got to hop off and do some weeding. I hope everybody's having a fantastic Saturday. See you again soon.